Wasted Water Sports crew, ahoy, let's jump on a couple of minutes early, why not? I'm here, you're here, the teams are coming out into the stadium. Well, they're already in the stadium, but you know what I mean. They're about to run on the field for the anthems and whatnot. And may I say, what a delightful sight it is. An absolute packed house over there in Tokyo. They love their rugby, even though they're a team that's not necessarily, how should I say this without causing offense? They're not one of the well-renowned greatest teams in the world, is what I'm trying to say. Yet, they always pack the stadiums. They love their rugby over there in Japan, and they're out in full force once again here for the Wallabies to take on the Cherry Blossoms. Looking forward to it. JD Mans, ahoy there, mate. And I think very much along the same lines, maybe a closer game than expected. I reckon that Eddie's got a couple of tricks in that brain of his, ready to take it to his former team, the Wallabies. You just never know with Eddie Jones what he's got up the sleeve. And I couldn't help but notice too, bit of rain hanging about. There's a running track that goes around the stadium, around the grassed area on the outside, and it is very, very damp. So we know that rain, potentially the great equalizer, not necessarily when you're talking about Japan versus Australia, but yes, that might just even things up ever so slightly. All I need is Japan to cover the line of 20.5 points. So I feel like they might be able to do that. Again, as JD Mans says in the chat, they do have to be near perfect, if not perfect, to compete here with the Wallabies, who are on the up and up. They're on the rise, the Wallabies. They're on the improve. Mr. Ed's dead. Ahoy, mates. Yes. I will enjoy my night, which is still a few hours away. A few hours away from night time. It's still early afternoon here. Although I suppose it's getting late afternoon now, I should say. But yes, cheers, Mr. Ed. Very much appreciate that, mate. As the team's very, very slow to come out onto the field. It's a very somber sort of, they're just trudging out. Certainly didn't have the same level of enthusiasm and intensity as the NPC Grand Final that we just witnessed, with the teams lurching their way out onto the park. I feel like something might have gone on that I missed, actually. Seems very quiet. I feel like maybe I missed a tribute, a salute to somebody. Phil Waugh doing the introductions to whoever these people are. And I don't mean that disrespectfully whatsoever. I just legitimately don't know who they are. They've been introduced to the players, though. Down the line. Okay, the TV commentators don't know who it is either. They've just randomly said, it looks to me like it could be this person, and I didn't quite catch the name. But anyway, kickoff. The countdown is on. About 5 minutes to go until this one gets underway. The Wallabies, obviously heavy favourites for this one. Now, I'm telling you, if you wanted to back an upset, I've played it safe and I've gone Japan to cover the line. But I'm throwing it out there. If you would like to go all in, balls to the wall, and go for the upset here, Japan are paying a very, very tasty, I'll tell you in a second, a very tasty sum of $7.50, which has actually come in from earlier. There seems to be a little bit of late money jumping on Japan, because we all love a good underdog story, right? That's the way it goes. We love the underdog story. What an upset it would be. We've seen it happen. Bite Journey Codes, ahoy, mate. Welcome along from Sydney. Very nice. Sydney, of course, an hour ahead of me. 3:46 p.m. here. 4:46 p.m. there. So, yes, back to the game. Rain hanging about. The great equaliser. I can't imagine that it will really slow down the Wallabies too much. But we'll see what effect that damp ground potentially has. What a turnout. That is such a majestic looking turnout. There's 3 levels to this stadium, and they're in all 3 levels. I did see a lot of empty seats on either end, but I mean, geez, this is a solid turnout. I'm quite impressed. I've been talking about it a fair bit. Japan love their rugby. And I tell you what, when I eventually do visit Japan, I really hope that there's a game on. That would just cap off my trip, I reckon. National anthem's about to get underway, so this game, the kickoff will be delayed. It was supposed to be 3:50 p.m. my time, which is now only 2 minutes away. So, yes, we will be getting a delayed start as they're only just cracking into the national anthems now. Advance Australia Fair. The first one. Okay, so I've gone 4 legs in this one. We got so close in the last game. That NPC Grand Final only missing out by 1 leg. Let's see how we go. Japan to cover the line. Oh, I know that that's a very bold call, but I'm feeling bold today. Japan to cover the line of 20.5. My boy Carlo Tizzano, absolutely love him. He was my go-to all through Super Rugby, and he very rarely let me down. Carlo Tizzano, anytime try scorer. Timmy O'Toole, anytime try. Corey Toole, his name is, of course. We've got to slot one of the wingers in there. And for Japan, Tomoki Osada, anytime try. Fingers crossed. We'll see. Now, here's a moment. Let's just see how much passion and intensity in the Japanese national anthem, sung by Naomi Osaka, apparently. Especially since there's quite a few expats playing for Japan. Fight Journey Code says quite a lot of support for rugby in Japan. Yes, and that's Eddie Jones doesn't know the words. He's just trying to mime along as best he can up there. God bless him. What tricks will Eddie have up the sleeve for his former team, his former nation? Can he pull off a Rugby World Cup versus South Africa level miracle here? And if they do manage it, what a moment it would be for Japanese rugby. I still remember that so vividly, that game, Japan versus South Africa Rugby World Cup. There were Japanese supporters crying, tears of joy in the stadium, in the crowd. It was such a beautiful sight. Anthems done and dusted, ready to get underway. So, Japan to cover the line, 20.5. My boy Carlo Tizzano has never let me down, or very rarely does so anyway. Osada and Toole. That's our 4 leg. I think the danger is I didn't really know who to pick for Japan as far as try scorers went. And the danger is, of course, that this one, if they don't start well, could very easily just, blow out. It could get out of control very, very quickly, couldn't it? Yeah, a couple of potential concerns. Who's the referee? Let's have a look. Referee is Ben O'Keefe from New Zealand. See how that goes. Kickoff moments away. Japan. Australia. Quite excited, really. International rugby. There's nothing better. Even perceived mismatches like this one, in my opinion. Off and running we are. Japan get us underway. The kickoff inside the 22. Well taken by Kellaway, who sets up the ruck. Wallabies in midfield, inside their own red zone. They want another ruck before exit. Gordon just shimmies it on. And again, down the right edge. Here's Williams. Well contained early on here by Japan. Gordon waits for it at the back. Now the box kick clearance up over halfway. And it's a nice exit early here from the Wallabies as Osada doesn't take it cleanly over the sideline. So no thought of going quick. And good start there for the Wallabies. Japan go over the top, catching the Wallabies napping. And they've lost the ball. It's ripped away by the Wallabies. So poor ball security early on here for Japan. Gifting the Wallabies possession back, and they now clear upfield. Taken at the back. Yazaki kicks into the 22, taken on the full by the Wallabies. The kick and chase, the high ball up over halfway. 10 into Japan territory. And they can now counter-attack. Some quick feet in midfield. Ishida. Now the kick and chase over the top beats everybody into touch. Into Wallabies territory. But it will be Australia's throw into the line-out. Quick start to this game, both teams. No score, obviously, in this one. Nice and early. Nasser throws to the line out. The ball tapped down by Williams. And here in midfield, Valentini. 10 short of halfway. Gordon with the chip over the top. It bounces on halfway. Well controlled. And Salakai Loto takes it well into Japan territory. Quick hands now out the back. Nongo keeps it alive. Japan chase up. The rushing defense slows it down. And who's that down in back play? Salakai Loto, the big man who started this all. Looks like he's still down on his haunches. Chandler Binge, ahoy, mate. 2.5 minutes gone. Australia controlling the ball here. 30 meters out in midfield. Big defense on Nasser. And he's a little isolated. Japan in over the top. And they've successfully stolen this away. A penalty. Jeez, I don't know how well supported he was there in terms of being on his feet. But a successful steal. Nonetheless. And an early penalty here for Japan. They can clear their territory. Fantastic effort. And again, we will have, no doubt, some scoreboard issues because, just the way it is. Japan with an attacking throw here. Ira goes to the back, well secured. And a nice short ball in midfield. Japan set this one up. There we go. She's updated. The ball spills out of the ruck. Illegally. Oh, no. Knock on. Thought he called a penalty. He's given a knock on against the Wallabies. Japan will have the scrum feet. So 4 minutes gone. That's raced by. Japan, 40 meters out from the line in midfield. They have the scrum. Salakai Loto. He's down again in back play, the big man. He made that break. He stayed down on his haunches after the ruck had cleared, and he's down again in back play. Big Salakai Loto. Well, that would be a huge out for the Wallabies early on. He's up and about, though. Shaking it off. Gets a high five from Williams. And back in position. And our first scrum of the game, where you would anticipate that the Wallabies would have some dominance. 360 kgs. They've got a 30 kilogram advantage. Now, that, of course, doesn't really matter. It's all about technique. Can Japan hold their own at scrum time? Find out momentarily because it resets and they'll get to feed again. Been a decent start here from Japan. Boy, wouldn't this stadium come to life if Japan score the first try? That would be something. 40 meters out, midfield. The scrum resets. Fujiwara with the feet. Japan starting to move backwards. They get it out quickly. Fujiwara with a late pass out the back. Well contained by the Wallabies defense and now ripping this one away. No. Good clean out late there from Japan. They maintain possession. Wallabies thought they had stolen it. Fujiwara again down their short side. To Leach. Just inside touch. A meter in from this near touchline. Japan building. Valentini. In over the top. Driving them backwards. Hosea. XCI. Ahoy, mate. Into midfield. And they've spilt the ball cold. Knock-on advantage here to the Wallabies is now turned into a penalty. Not releasing Nakano. And it turns into a full-arm penalty. Poor discipline there from Japan. Six minutes gone, no score. And the Wallabies from that penalty. And it looks like Salakai Loto is indeed going to succumb to that injury. Yes. Lukan Salakai Loto never recovered after that initial break that he made. He stayed down on his haunches. He was down again a couple of minutes later, and now he is off the field as the Wallabies. That is not straight, but it's uncontested. Play on. They take the ball up in midfield. Tazano is there. Plays it back. 40 meters out. Josh Canham is on for Salakai Loto, an early replacement. Numbers to burn out to the right here for the Wallabies. But Peach straightens the attack. Gordon brings it back into midfield. Williams driven back in the tackle. Good defense from Japan. De Crespigny. Keeping it in tight here, the Wallabies. But Japan's defense up to it at the moment. Gordon down the short side. Forward pass in field to Valentini. No call. That was right in front of the referee. So they got away with that one. Called okay. But wow. Some concerning signs about the standard of officiating. That was right in front of him. Referee O'Keefe. Box kick here from Gordon. Sends it high. It's going to land perfectly just outside the 22. And second attempt, Leach tidies it up here for Japan. Some protection now for Fujiwara as he looks to box kick, clear this one upfield. Now, was that carried back in? No. So he is allowed to send it out on the full. And he's done just that. A nice exit here from Japan. Eddie Jones is up on his feet. He hasn't sat down yet. Eight minutes gone. Wallabies will have this line-out throw inside Japan's half. The big news in this opening 8 minutes, Salakai Loto off the field, succumbing to an early injury, and it looks like Japan are going to lose somebody as well. An early replacement for Japan. On comes Charlie Lawrence. And off the field goes their inside center, Nakano. So, some injury concerns early for both teams. Wrap around there from Tane Edmond. The Wallabies set it up. Penalty advantage as Japan dig this ball out, but they do so illegally, not rolling away. And a penalty to the Wallabies, 40 meters out, bang in front. I don't think there'll be many shots at goal today, though. And indeed, not even a thought about it. Tane Edmond steps up to put this into touch. Into the red zone. Finding touch here, 15 meters out. Over on that far right-hand touch line. Attacking line-out throw. As the rain continues to tumble. Very slow to get to the line-out here, the Wallabies. They've called their play. Nasser with the throw. Williams, the decoy at the front. They go to the back. Japan get hands on it. Lost forward by the Wallabies. Penalty now. High tackle on Ira, the hooker. And Japan have nullified that attacking threat. 10 minutes gone, still no score. Is it the conditions? Well, that line-out throw was not straight anyway, which might have been what the initial advantage was for. Yes, he'd already given advantage before that tackle was made, had referee O'Keefe, so I think he had pinged them for not straight. It got upgraded to the penalty as Japan now tap this one back, but it's loose out the back, scooped up by Nasser. And the Wallabies counter-attack, but Gordon's driven into touch. Great cover defense from Japan. Oh, they might be up for this. The Cherry Blossoms. 10.5 minutes gone, no score. Their defense. They've allowed a couple of line breaks, but they've scrambled back well. Ira with the throw. Goes to the middle, and it's well claimed there by Derns. The rolling maul is set. Australia get through and spoil, ripping the ball away. It scurries out the back, and it's lost forward by Japan. Knock-on advantage. Wallabies go quick to the left. The chip over the top. They've allowed it to bounce of Japan. Fluke gets in to try and rip it away, and the Wallabies march over the top of it. Knock-on advantage is over. But Japan get numbers back, and they control the ball a meter out from their own try line. Penalty to the Wallabies. Sealing off. And this is an absolute gift, 3 points. 5 meters out, 2 to the left of the posts. I don't think there'll be very many shots at goal here today. They might consider taking this one, though, the Wallabies. No, they're going to tap and go. Angus Bell steps up, taps and tries to burrow under. Japan's defense being asked questions now. They're offside and driving towards the line here, the Wallabies. Tazano with the pick and go. That would have been nice for the multi. Couple of meters short, well, centimeter short. Now they're across the line, getting it to ground, and the try is awarded. Who's come up with it? Well, it's their captain, whoever it is. The pick and go, tight to the line. And the try, oh, it's It's Nick Champion de Crespigny. Jeez, that took a while to confirm. Kane Edmund with the conversion attempt. Strikes it well. It's on target. It's right down the middle. And the Wallabies lead 7 points to 0. I tell you what, though, Japan have certainly not disgraced themselves with the start that they got off to in this game. .13.5 gone. There's our first points of the game. A try to Champion de Crespigny. Converted by Kane Edmund. Japan with the restart, sending it into the 22. Dylan Peach will run it back. He sets it up. He's carried it outside. Valentini sets it up now. Back infield, back inside the 22. So Gordon can clear this directly into touch. And he does just that. Finding touch just short of halfway. $7 points to 0. The Wallabies leading. Japan. Throw to the front. Ball is secure. Sending it into midfield now. A cutout pass with some space to move on the left. Riley is dragged down just inside Wallabies territory. Quick hands, Japan. Down the short side for Leach. They're out of options now on the short side. They bring it back open into midfield. Loose pass. And it sits up out the back. And they've lost it forward here, Japan. But was he bumped off the ball? No. Penalty goes to the Wallabies all the way back over the other side of the field. Must have got a call there from the TMO or from one of the assistant referees. $7-0, Wallabies in front. They get this penalty just on their own side of halfway. A nice touch finder. They're back in the red zone. Japan, ill discipline has been what's letting them down. Defensively, they've been sound. They've created a little bit of space on attack. But discipline, that's what's letting them down at the moment. They've given away a lot of penalties early on. 22 out from the line. Nasser goes to the middle. Well claimed. Australia have it. Rolling maul set. And the rolling maul is set very firmly as they march up towards the line now. 10 meters out, the Wallabies just rampaging forward. And now breaking away as Nasser. Japan with solid defense. 10 meters out. Down the short side, the Wallabies. Here's Tizano. Carries it 5 out. Japan are in over the top of this one. Hands on the ball, but still there for the Wallabies. The pick and go is the option. Big defense again from the Cherry Blossoms. But this was successful for the Wallabies eventually, leading to their first try. Just the pick and go, keeping it in tight. And that's where they're going again. Nongo, half a meter out. Williams, where's Tizano? Here he goes. Oh no, he's the decoy. Goes to Valentini. Quick hands now. Pasami, half a meter out. Bell from the back, dummies. Takes them on. Some gaps everywhere here, and they drive towards the line. Tizano lays it back. Almost got there. There's space everywhere. Left, right. Doesn't matter which edge they go to. The Wallabies have got them short. But they're keeping it in tight now. Tizano carries. Gets it to the line. Tizano. And Ben O'Keefe is looking for some evidence that he's got it to ground. Short of the line is the call. Well, Tizano's claiming it. Tizano's trying to claim the try. Well, it'd be nice for me if they gave it to him. The Wallabies persist in tight. Penalty advantage now goes their way. 17 phases. Japan holding on. They're absolutely shot to pieces out on the edges. But the Wallabies persist with the pick and go. Valentini now. The decoy, they come back for the penalty. And there's a card incoming. Oh dear. Too many penalties in a row now. Yellow cards. Too many penalties in a row. And Japan have now lost a player to a yellow card. Who got the card? We'll find that out in a minute. Oh, there he is. Can't see his number, but off the field he goes. So Japan, ill-disciplined. The Wallabies, again, they're gonna keep it in tight here. Half a meter out. The pick and go will be the option. Valentini. Valentini's driving over the line, lays it back. He almost would have got there. Now Bell. Still half a meter out. Nongo. Back towards the posts. Tizano tries again. He's determined, Tizano. Big defense from Japan. They're repelling this attack. The Wallabies just need to spread it out to the edges, and they've got them absolutely skittled. But they're keeping it in tight, persisting with the pick and goes. Japan running out of numbers. Running out of numbers fast. But they're handling it well. Numbers to burn out to the right. They've got to release it, the Wallabies, surely. Japan now number up as it's very slow ruck ball. Valentini goes out the back now. They try to spread it wide, but it's too late. Japan in over the top of this one. Looking for the turnover and getting it. Oh, that's massive defense. The Wallabies, what are they doing? Too late to release the ball out wide. Japan number up. Shut it down, and the Wallabies have become isolated. They're number 8 there, Michael Leach, with fantastic work. The Wallabies tried pick and goes for multiple phases. There were gaps everywhere, one-on-one opportunities everywhere, to the left and right edges. They could have gone either side. They were persistent with the pick and go. That's a huge statement from Japan. Eddie Jones loves it. He's applauding. Very happy man. As they find touch just short of halfway. Ira goes to the front. Scrappy line-out ball again is secured by Gordon for the Wallabies. Japan are getting it horribly wrong at line-out time. Wallabies ball just inside Japan's territory. Not for the first time today, getting line-out ball wrong. Very, very scrappy off the top. Gordon now sets up the box kick on halfway. Contestable. Leach moves forward, loses it back, and it's well picked up there by Ira. Japan now control the ball. Oh, jeez, play on, says the referee. It's a bit of a lottery there at ruck time. The Wallabies player there just flying in. He's come off second best, by the way. We've got time off. We've got time off. Here's the Wallabies player that just came flying in from the side, off his feet into the ruck. And he's come off second best. He's down and out. And there's a lot of concern here around the neck. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, no, my bad. It is not the player that came flying in from the side of the ruck. He just, yeah. The number 19, Josh Canham, who is on the field for the already injured Salakai Loto, has got his head down in front of the rampaging Stearns, and he's come off second best. That'll be his night done. Onto the field comes Harry Wilson. The Wallabies already down Salakai Loto. The man that came on to replace him, Josh Canham, is now off. That'll be his night done. And Harry Wilson comes on. Some injury concerns early here for the Wallabies. 7-0 they lead. 18 minutes gone. But a commendable start for Japan. I mean, very ill-disciplined start. They've given away so many penalties. Aussie John, ahoy mate. Welcome back. Always nice to see you, my friend. So the Wallabies, injury concerns early. We've got a big injury stoppage here. Canham went in low into the tackle, but very front on, and Derns has run straight over the top of him. There was no malice. There was no illegalities whatsoever from either side. Just one of those unfortunate scenarios. And Canham has come off second best. Just one of those things that happens in a contact sport. Got himself into the wrong position. Aussie John, your niece Julia and brother David are currently in Japan. Very nice. Are they at the game? Oh, no, the stretch is out. Well, the stretch is out, but happy to report that Josh Canham is up on his feet and he will be walking off the field under his own power. They brought the stretcher out, but the big man's up on his feet and he is going to walk off. That's what you like to see. Well, you'd rather see him not get injured at all, but you know what I mean. In those circumstances, front on tackle, he got low head-on contact. And he is at least walking off the field under his own power. Referee O'Keefe had no choice at that moment but to stop the game. Japan got a decent kick away. It has cost them some territory. But they will get a scrum here and a chance to maintain possession. And they'll need to get the scrum right. And then they'll need to get their exit right as well. 10 short of halfway. Scrum sets. Fujiwara feeds. Dummies left. Goes down the short side where they've managed a 2-on-1 here, Japan. Now they put the kick in over the top. Bouncing into touch inside the Wallabies 22. That is some fantastic play from the home side. Ishida with the kick. And a defensive line-out throw incoming now for the Wallabies. Six minutes left in the bin for... who was it that got the... I still don't know who it was that got the yellow card, actually. Oh, it was Charlie Lawrence. There we go. Nasser throws to the middle. Wallabies tap it down, and now Valentini sets up the ruck just outside the 22. They'll go another carry, I should imagine. Oh, no. Gordon's going to set up the box kick. A lot of height on it, not a lot of distance. He's fluffed it a bit there, Gordon. It bounces awkwardly. Gordon reclaims it and lays it back as the Wallabies maintain possession. Through the hands now right for the clearing kick from Pasami, I believe it was. Taken on the full at the back. Japan, counter-attack opportunity. Yasaki using good pace. Just dragged down by the back of the jersey. Knock on at the base of the ruck. Fujiwara just couldn't maintain possession cleanly. And a lost opportunity here for Japan. Josh Fluke doing well to just bring down the Japanese fullback. Showing good pace, threatening to open them up. Four and a half minutes left in the bin for Lawrence. Japan doing well at the moment to just see out this period. The Wallabies not doing themselves any favors. They had that long passage of play 5 meters out from Japan's line. There were multiple opportunities for them to release the ball and have gaps and one-on-one opportunities. Free kick for an early engagement goes to the Wallabies. They tap and go. No, they're off the mark as they tap and go quickly. Referee O'Keefe calls them back. Seven points to 0. The Wallabies in the lead, 24.5 gone. Edmund from the free kick puts it high. Contestable ball. And it's lost forward by Japan. Australia have it back. Edmund chips over the top on halfway. He's bumped off the ball. Play on, says the referee. Japan now kick for the corner. In behind. Peach racing back. Collects it inside the 22. Gives it to Toole, and Toole, with the rushed kick away, skews it into touch with not a lot of distance. Japan win that little game of foursome backs. They're going to have a line-out throw here, 30 meters out from the line. They haven't got their line-outs right, though, Japan, so far. Era goes to the back, uncontested. This time, they get it absolutely perfect. And they set up the ruck here in midfield. The ball is loose out the back of the ruck. Penalty goes to Japan. And immediately pointing to Poles, Warner Derns says, we will have some bloody points. We will have some points. Thank you very much. With 2.5 minutes left in the bin for Lawrence, this will not only give them some points on the board, but it will also run down the clock on that yellow card. That's a very smart call. 22 meters out, about 5 meters to the right of post. It should be a relatively simple 3 points. Japan potentially about to get themselves on the board here. I'll tell you what, they are in this fight. We were talking about it during the oh, God. We were talking about this in the NPC final. We were talking about Eddie Jones having some tricks up his sleeve. Long way to go, though, of course. A simple three-pointer is converted, and Japan are on the board. 7 points to 3 here in the first half. 24 minutes gone or thereabouts. Aussie John says, are they playing in Yokohama, Dan? You know what? I honestly don't know. Yeah, I would be assuming so. Hang on, let's find out. As Japan, they secure the restart. Crucially. Now, driving upfield. Told to use it, just short of halfway. And the box kick clearance here from Fujiwara. High, it's going to land on halfway. Lost forward. And this will be a scrum down for the Wallabies. Knock on against Japan. And Australia will get the feet. "19 seconds left in the bin for Lawrence. Japan about to be back to a full complement. And they've navigated this period very, very well. "28.5 minutes gone, 7 points to 3. Crazy. So, I cannot for the life of me find out where this game is, what stadium this is. I'm sorry. Scrum, well controlled by the Wallabies. Paisami to Edmund. Nice ball, opens them up in midfield. Kellaway, back it goes for Fluke, and Josh Fluke races through under the sticks. A set-piece play from Scrum. Seconds before Japan go back to a full complement. Oh, that's a real backbreaker. A real backbreaker. Japan have been doing so well. Set piece from scrum time. One play away from going back to a full complement, and they've opened them up. Beautiful play there from the Wallabies. $12 points to 3. Kick to come from right beside the post. Easy conversion. And just like that, they've opened them back up. Unlucky. $30 gone. Japan with the restart. Putting pressure on. Trying to force the mistake, but the Wallabies secure the loose ball. Kellaway has it. Now they set up another ruck. Angus Bell. Told to use. Still inside the 22. Gordon. Digging this one out. And the box kick clearance up towards halfway. Finds touch. Japan will have the line-out throw, but a nice exit there from the Wallabies again. Jake Gordon getting that one absolutely bang on perfect. Era with the throw. Contested. And Japan have spilt it. They just can't secure the ball at line-out time here, Japan. Putting themselves under unnecessary pressure. The Wallabies lead this 14 points to 3. At the absolute top of my priority list for the off-season is getting a workable scoreboard. One that stays up to date. $32 gone, 14-3. Wallabies lead. They have the scrum down here on halfway. Inside the tram lines, over on the right side of the field. Gordon gets it out quickly. Pasami carries into Japan's half. Valentini out the back for Edmund. Now, Toole has the ball batted down. Japan on the counter-attack. I feel like they've missed another knock on here, though. Japan. They'll be happy to take advantage of that, getting a call going their way. They'll take it. And Japan decide to kick away. Falling at the back there, Yasaki. Retains possession, and Japan clear up over halfway, or just short, perhaps. Just short of the halfway line. Seven minutes to go till the halftime break. Australia leading 14 points to 3. I assure you, it is 14-3. This scoreboard is driving me crazy. Throw goes over the top, and it's stolen by Japan. Lee with a short ball to Nakano. And they are set up inside the Wallabies half. Wallabies counter ruck is good. Play on. They've stolen the ball, and that's a forward pass. Scrum down. Oh, it's going to be the Wallabies feed because the referee got in the way. Unlucky there for Japan. Extremely unlucky. And Japan just not Not controlling the ball there. Not committing enough numbers to the ruck. Very unlucky there. Yes, referee O'Keefe got in the way. The ball touched him. And then the Wallabies threw a forward pass and lost the ball, but he'd already called the scrum down for his own interference. Another quick scrum here for the Wallabies. Inside ball for Paisami. And Paisami goes to ground just inside Japan's half. 14 points to 3 is certainly not a disgraceful effort, as they're in over the ball again here, Japan, stealing it away. Illegally, says the referee. Penalty goes to the Wallabies. Oh, he's all over them now, referee O'Keefe. Gunter. Pinged for the illegal steal. Frustration for Japan. They've been valiant on defense. But you feel like, you just feel like that scrum, that set play, which was a fantastic play from the Wallabies. Seconds before the yellow card period ended, you feel like that was the backbreaker. Wallabies finding touch inside the red zone. They go again. Attacking line-out throw in Japan's 22. NASA. They've got two pods set up. They go to the front for Valentini. Rolling maul is set. Oh, they're charging forward again. Japan need to get numbers there ASAP. Penalty advantage as it collapses. And breaking away to score the try is Tazano. And it's another yellow card now. Takauchi will go. Well, it's no try, by the way. Tazano has not made it to the line. And Japan suffer another yellow card for that maul being dragged down illegally. It's Takeshi's Castle for 10 in the bin. I thought for all money that Tazano was over. Okay, they're checking. They're going to check. Well, they can't award the try now. They've sent the player to the bin. That's the way it works, isn't it? Jagmasters, ahoy, mate. Tazano has been so close so often. Japan down a man again. Second time. Here we go. Tazano breaks away. There's three defenders on him. He's short there and slides across the line. That's surely a try for Tazano. He's fallen short initially. Momentum has carried him over. That is surely a try for Tazano. Has to be. It's initially grounded short. Okay, well, they've said there is always a hand under the ball. So they've come back for the penalty. And it is the number 3, Shuhei Takuchi, or Takeshi's Castle, I'm going to call him, is in the bin for 10. There he is, a very forlorn figure on the sideline, sitting on the naughty chair. Attacking line-out throw here for the Wallabies. The rolling maul is set again. And this time, there's no stopping him. Tazano, third time lucky. That is a tick off the multi. Tizano. He's been so close so many times. This time, fights his way over, and there is no taking that one off him. 19 points to 3 with the kick to come. And, Japan. Ill discipline has let them down big time. Oh, wait just a minute. Tizano's going to have another one taken off him. Referee O'Keefe wants to have a look. The TMO has got involved and said, you might want to check this, mate. Oh, Carlo Tizano surely can't have another one taken away. Oh, there's a truck and trailer. Nongor is running ahead of Tizano here as they break away from this rolling maul. Nongor's not bound. Now he goes into contact. They break away. And this might be what does them in. Dane Nongor was not bound to the initial maul. And he has taken one of the Japanese players out. Carlo Tizano, I tell you what, if he has this one scrubbed out, Carlo Tizano cannot buy a try today. We'll take that tick away. Poor Carlo Tizano. What's it going to take for him to get across the line? That's what he'll be thinking. No try. Obstruction call against the Wallabies. And Carlo Tizano is going to have another one disallowed. Fair call too, by the way. It was pretty blatant. But boy, oh boy. Carlo Tizano can't buy a trick. Penalty to Japan. They've held on for now. As they thump this one upfield. Not a lot of distance on it. But they'll take anything at this point. 2 minutes to go till the halftime break. Era goes to the front. And Leach in midfield beats one. Valentini brings him down. Japan, they have the ball though in midfield. Fujiwara controls it at the back. The box kick goes high. Not a lot of distance, but it is contestable. Pressure at the back. Well taken by Edmund, who's then crunched. Japan can march over the top of this, and they get the penalty. They tap and go quickly. Fujiwara catching them napping. Japan into Wallabies territory. 35 meters out on the attack. Can they get some points? Preferably a try. 14 points to 3 it is. 1 minute left in this opening half. Still there for Japan as the Wallabies get cleaned out. Leach driving it up in midfield. Down the right side. There's our boy Osada taking a ground. Failing to secure the ball at the back of the ruck here. Japan, it's a mess, but they've still got it. Kobayashi. Still inside the tram lines. Now they go into midfield. Not asking any questions of the Wallabies defense at the moment. Fujiwara loses it behind. Play on. Now stepping off the right boot is Ishida. Wallabies defense holding firm. Turns. Lays it back. Leach with the pick and go. Tizano caught on the wrong side. 25 meters out now, Japan. Creeping closer. The siren sounds for half-time. Wallabies in over the top of this have got the turnover, have they? No, it's still there for Japan. 13 phases. This has been their best sequence of ball control anyway so far. Down the short side, Wallabies get in and hold them up. Now they're in over the top of the ball there, the Wallabies. Japan maintain possession. Wallabies are offside, all of them. No call for penalty advantage. They can't win a trick at the moment, Japan. Angling back down the short side. But Dylan Peach strong on defense. The Wallabies drive over the top. Still there, though, for Japan. Fujiwara sending it out into midfield. Tazano's in over this ball and rips it away. And then the Wallabies spill it, but that will be halftime. Oh, play on, says referee O'Keefe. Who cares about rules at this point, he says. Now the Wallabies banging into touch. And we have the halftime break, 14 points to 3. I'll tell you what, though, what an effort from Japan. Referee O'Keefe has lost all control of this game. I'm not even going to try and hide the fact that he has been shocking. But I digress. 14 points to 3 at the halftime break. Japan, they have defended valiantly. They've offered very little on attack. I've stopped short of saying they've offered nothing on attack, but they've offered very little on attack. They haven't asked any questions as far as scoring points go. Their only points of the half through a penalty goal. The Wallabies are asking all the questions, but credit to Japan's defense. So far, they are holding on. They are making the Wallabies fight for every point. And 14 points to 3, they do take the lead into the halftime break. I'll have a quick break here on the Wasted World of Sports. Thanks for being with us. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy hanging out and partying while the rugby's on, do feel free to hit the like and subscribe button, because we do this all the time. So do feel free to come back and party more often in the future. But for now, halftime break. I'm going to have a quick break myself. 14 points to 3, the Wallabies. Might not be up by a lot of points, but they're in firm control of this game. Second half coming up after this. Zakor, Kadir, ahoy, mate. Welcome along. Halftime here, 14 points to 3. The Wallabies leading at the halftime break. Japan, they have been valiant here. But let's be honest, they're not really asking any questions of the Wallabies' defense. They've got that 3 points from a penalty goal, but outside of that, they've really not looked like scoring any. So they're holding on, they're defending well, but it's hard to win a game of rugby if you're not scoring points yourself. And it's hard to see where Japan are going to get points from. And if they don't clean up their discipline, it could be very, very difficult to get themselves into this game. But you'd love to see it. Pisano, he's been across the try line 3 times. All 3 disallowed. Nicole Feeney, ahoy. So the same game multi, not looking good on that front. Very unlucky. After an unlucky one in the MPC Grand Final. $14 points to 3 at the break. Japan will be very happy with their defensive effort, even though it has been ill-disciplined. 2 yellow cards already in the game. Lazza says exactly right. Only so much defending a team can do without scoring before the other team gets past your defense and scores points. And you just get the feeling, I don't know, chat room, do you agree with me here? But you just get the feeling like this one's really threatening to open up. Like the Wallabies have just dominated possession and territory. Japan's defense has been very valiant, as we said, but yeah, you just get that feeling like one more try. The Wallabies get one more try, and then it's all she wrote. The floodgates would open, and then the tries would be coming in thick and fast, and that would be pretty hardcore.
You're not hardcore unless you live hardcore.
Because I don't think that my same game multi here at halftime has much of a chance. So there's probably not much point, really, as far as that goes, for Japan to hold on for me. Well, there we go. There is the stat, 59% to 41 possession in favor of the Wallabies. Japan have not had a single carry. This is insane. Japan have not had a single ruck formed, a single carry inside the Wallabies 22. How's that for a stat? 0 defenders beaten. They've offered nothing on attack, Japan. That is the most insane stat that I think I've seen in quite some time. An entire half of rugby, not a single ruck from Japan inside the Wallabies 22, inside the red zone. That is madness. So that just goes to show that it's been all Wallabies on the attack. Japan just haven't been able to get down that end of. They've been defending, too busy defending. They haven't been able to get down the other end and create any sort of threat whatsoever. Hardcore. Hardcore is what we are. And I'll tell you what, as I said right before the break, if you're new to the Wasted Water Sports, this is what we do for a whole lot of events. So if you are enjoying hanging out with us here, do feel free to give us a subscribe. Really does mean a lot to us. And yeah, the parties can get bigger and bigger. You know, liking and subscribing assists with the algorithm or something, is my understanding of it. And so, yeah, the parties can get bigger and better moving forward into the future. Oh, here we go. Some tests coming up. This is what we love to see. International rugby. England versus Australia. That will be a blockbuster. That's next week. That's going to be huge. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Next weekend, Wallabies versus England. Bring it on. Aussie John, you're going to message your niece in Japan. Very nice. Say ahoy from Dan at the Wasted Water Sports. She probably has no idea who I am, but say it anyway. Or Kampai. Say Kampai. Japanese for cheers, of course. So 14 points to 3 at the break. Japan, another yellow card. Ill discipline. That's what's let them down badly. So what's coming up on the Wasted Water Sports for the rest of the weekend? Well, after this, because I've been up since about 6 a.m. So after this, I'm going to have a nap. And I may make it back in time for the Ashes that starts tonight. England versus Australia in the Rugby League. Maybe. We'll see how my nap goes. I'm very big on napping. I swear by it. So, yeah, I've been up since 6 a.m. I'll definitely be in need of a recharge. Zero legs of the multi-hit. Carlo Tizzano was very unlucky on a few occasions, but it has at least kept the game somewhat in the balance. But like I said, zero rucks from Japan inside the Wallabies 22. Wow. I just can't believe that. Even in a perceived mismatch like this, Japan versus Australia, nobody really expects it to be a close one. Even a perceived mismatch like this, I'm stunned by that stat. Japan have not had the ball once inside the Wallabies 22. I find that unbelievable. That is a crazy, crazy statistic. If the Wallabies fix up their execution and their decision making in the second half, this score could very easily blow out. Aussie John says naps are absolutely hardcore for the mind and the body. And don't forget the soul. All right. Here we go. We are not long away now from the second half. Aussie John, Canterbury won the MPC by 8 points. Otago did their best as the rain continues to tumble. Actually, it looks like it's gotten heavier. Much heavier at the halftime break. So what effect will that have? As second half is underway, Wallabies go short with the restart and they claim the ball. Straight back into possession go the Wallabies. Gordon races into play scrum half. Well, he is the scrum half, but you know what I mean. He races to get into position. So they've started with the ball in hand. Valentini carries in midfield. A loose pass there from Gordon. As Angus Bell now charges upfield. Flick pass back for Valentini. Valentini taken down on the brink of the 22. A player down in back play for Japan. That means 2 defenders down. As Toole with the kick in behind. It's knocked on by the Wallabies and Japan will have a scrum. So one of the Japanese players down in back play. That means they had 2 defenders out of the line there on that sequence. That rain has definitely gotten stronger during the halftime break. And an early mistake. A scrum down for Japan. And, oh, it's their hooker who's down. Ira. Back on his feet now. And, oh, a very sad looking Takuchi in the sin bin, sitting on the naughty chair. As Ira's back up, but looks like he's back into position. Coming to play the scrum here. Or are they still going to pull the trigger on the replacement? Tamafusa comes on, so yep, they have rolled out a replacement regardless. So the Wallabies with the knock on before that injury stoppage. Japan will have the scrum. Just outside their own 22, 5 in from touch. They're lined up to the right, but I can't imagine they'll be doing anything too extravagant here off the scrum. Still 5 minutes left in the bin. And a free kick to Japan. Early engagement from the Wallabies. Early drive. Leach with another strong carry. And this will give Japan a nice exit. Fujiwara with the box kick puts it high. It'll come down on halfway. Contestable ball. Lost forward by the Wallabies. Knock-on advantage to Japan. And it is called. A result there for Japan on halfway. Two minutes gone in this second half. Japan just playing the clock nicely. And it's been overturned here. PMO's got involved. And it is indeed a knock-on against Japan. So Jake Gordon was protesting that call. And it looks like he was absolutely correct. Two and a half minutes gone in the second half. 4 left in the bin. And the Wallabies now have the scrum feed here on halfway. They bind and set. Gordon gets it in. And Japan look to put a big shove on, but the Wallabies now, with the second drive, march straight over the top and get the penalty advantage. It's loose out the back, but here goes Toole. A chip and chase for himself. Toole leading the way, but coming across and taking it nicely as Yakazi. We come all the way back for the penalty. Long advantage played there by referee O'Keefe. A long advantage, to say the least. Edmund will put this into touch. Sends it down nicely. It'll be just outside the 22. Wallabies can go straight on the attack here. 4 minutes into the second half. And still with that extra man advantage for another 2 minutes. Nasser with the throw. Goes to the back. Japan get hands on it. They've spilt it backwards. And they come away with it. Successful steal there. Gunter plays it back. And the clearing kick, the box kick, not a lot of distance on it. About 30 meters out from their own line here, Japan. But successfully spoiling that line out. Fantastic work from Cornelson. 2 minutes to go in this yellow card period, and they'll be back to a full complement. Wallabies get it right this time. Taken the middle of the line out. They've knocked it on. Japan come away with it. Breaking away upfield. Fujiwara kicks through. It sits up in the 22. Edmund secures the loose ball, and he's tackled into touch. Japan on the counter-attack finally have the ball inside the Wallabies 22. Well, assuming that they win this line out, they will get their first touch inside the Wallabies red zone. Fujiwara just didn't have the pace. But a nice kick chase, taking Edmund into touch. This is now a massive line-out throw. Japan, an opportunity here for their first ruck inside the Wallabies 22. And they are now back to a full complement of players. 15 meters out from the line. Japan with an attacking line-out throw. Their first touch of the ball inside the Wallabies 22. They've fluffed it. It goes over the back. Pasami comes away with a loose pass. Picked up by Peach. Peach with a big fend. Another don't argue. And they got that horribly wrong, Japan. They've missed their first opportunity for attack inside the Wallabies red zone. Gordon now controls it at the back, wants another ruck formed before they think about clearing it. Gordon now with the box kick. Angles it into touch. Not a lot of meters made. About 27 or so meters out from the line. Japan will get a chance to go again. Can they finally get themselves inside the 22? Ira goes to the middle. This time they've secured possession. Immediately sending it out into midfield. A big defense from Paisami. Driving Riley backwards. Fujiwara now sends it down the short side. And a big run from Shimakawa. Down the short side they stay. Takeuchi sets it up 10 meters out. Japan are finally in the red zone. Leach with a good strong carry. Into midfield they go. Numbers to the left. The kick pass is the option. There's our boy Osada, who wins the battle in the air. Now he gets it to ground. 5 meters out. I thought we were on there for a second. Japan, this is their first opportunity. The Wallabies up quickly. Were they up too quick? No call for offsides. Japan looking very flustered, very headless. Wilson gets in there, holds the player up, but now they get to ground. Well done. Short side they go. Quick hands. Here's our boy again, Osada. Gets to ground. The Wallabies look to drive over the top, but still there for Japan. Oh, huge defense, forcing the mistake. And away they come with the ball, the Wallabies. Cornelson loses it. That was a huge hit in midfield, forcing the error. And Gordon with the box kick clearance sends it up over halfway. Japan think about going quickly, but they've lost their opportunity. Japan, though, finally got some ball inside the Wallabies' red zone, and they asked some questions. But the Wallabies' defense was just far too strong. 8.5 minutes gone in the second half. Japan secure the line-out ball again. The chip over the top, finding some space in midfield. It bounces kindly for Edmund at the back. And the Wallabies are in possession. Referee O'Keefe has surely got to blow time off here. There's an injury in the way. One of the Japanese players is down. O'Keefe happy to let it play on for the moment. Gordon sends it back for Edmund. Puts this one high. It's going to land on halfway. Oh, they've fluffed it there, Japan, but racing back is Ishida, racing back for it. Secures the loose ball. Burns now sets up the ruck. Back inside their own half here, Japan. 9.5 gone in the second half. Fujiwara at the back puts the box kick up. It's a wobbly old wombat of a kick, but it's taken at the back here by Kellaway. And again, play getting dangerously close to that injured player. The Wallabies spill the ball as they look to spread it wide to the right. And this will be an attacking scrum for Japan. 35 meters out, right in midfield. And they're just starting to ask some questions now, Japan. Starting to get some ball. Starting to get some field position. Oh, this one we might have an interesting finish just yet. As Nakano limping off the field. Oh, yeah, he's twisted his knee or his ankle or something there, limping off the field. Charlie Lawrence back on. 10 minutes gone in the second half. No change to the score. And Japan have the scrum. They crouch and bind and set. It collapses. Penalty to Japan. Now, do they take the 3? No, they're going to put this into the corner. They're not going to win this, of course, by going up in 3s. And finding touch, 5 meters out. That's a hell of a kick. Japan with their best opportunity all match. Eddie Jones is up. Well, I don't know if he's sat down at all at any point. But he's certainly up on his feet now for this one. 5-meter attacking line-out. The line-outs they've got horribly wrong all game. Can they nail one here? A crucial one. Ira goes to the middle. Quick hands off the back to Fujiwara. And it's Leach on the burst. They're 4 meters out. Wallabies are up quickly again. Surely they were offside. They've managed to hold Japan up here. Up off the deck. They've got a release now. Fujiwara down the short side. The crash ball for Takeuchi. And Japan have come up with a try. Takeuchi And Japan get the first try of the second half. 14 points to 8 with the kick to come. They have breathed new life into this contest. Whatever was said at the halftime break by Eddie Jones has resonated. Japan back in the game. $14 points to 8 with the kick to come. They absolutely love it. They're pumped up the home side. Conversion attempt is on its way. It's hooking, it's hooking, it's hooked too much. Pushes it out to the left. 14 points to 8 it remains. Eddie Jones, he's happier with that. Wallabies go deep with the restart. It falls just outside the 22. Wilson charges through to put pressure on. But Gurns with the pick and go. Fujiwara has it at the back. The box kick. A lot of height, but not a lot of distance. It's only gone 5 meters and well taken by Peach. Loose out the back. Tizano carries. Down the short side. Gordon from Wilson. Wallabies. 30 meters out. Paisami down the short side. Japan look to drive over the top. They've got hands on it, but resisting the urge there of reaching over the top illegally. Quick ruck ball here for the Wallabies. Williams. Valentini digs it out. Quick hands down the short side. Oh, Peach was unmarked, but he doesn't give it. Valentini. A little upright into contact. Needs to get it to ground. There he goes. 7 phases in. Tizano. Into the red zone here, the Wallabies. Gordon. Down the short side. Japan. Valiantly holding on again. Paisami with the pick and go. Japan in over the top of this. But the Wallabies clean out and hold on. Angus Bell down the short side. Staying in the tram lines here on the left edge. Penalty advantage. Goes to the Wallabies. They're 10 meters out now. Penalty advantage. Wilson. As they think about opening it up, but Kellaway now straightens the attack. Caught a little flat-footed. Gordon from the base of the ruck. Tries to sell the dummy. Paisami goes into play scrum half. 5 meters out here with that carry. Japan short on numbers here on the left. Peach into play scrum half. Here's Angus Bell now. 5 meters out right in front of the post. Peach with the pick and go. Lays it back. Japan's defense holding on. Tizano has another crack. He's been denied 3 times. We come back for the penalty. 21 phases. And we come all the way back for the penalty. A long advantage. The Wallabies get the penalty now all the way from middle of the field over to that left edge, 5 in from touch. 14 points to 8, 56 minutes gone. And an interesting decision to be made here. It's they're going to put it into the corner. Well, they made that very quickly. Kane Edmund just taps it into touch. 56 minutes gone. Wallabies leading by 6. The throw goes to the back. The ball's bobbled, but they secure it. Rolling maul is set, and they charge over the line. And that is an easy try. They've dominated rolling mauls. And Tizano gets his try at last. Carlo Tizano. 4 times he's been across the line. Finally, one's been awarded. Carlo Tizano at last gets his try. He's been over the line 4 times tonight. Twice held up. Once he was tackled. Well, he was over the line, but it wasn't awarded for whatever reason. And now he finally gets his try. Carlo Tizzano. We finally get a tick off our multi as well. And the Wallabies re-extend that lead now. 19 points to 8. The kick to come. Edmund from out wide. Pushes this one past the near upright. 19 points to 8. So a couple of missed conversions. And it's just keeping Japan interested, keeping the home side interested here. 57 minutes gone. And yeah, 19 points to 8. As they send the kickoff now into the 22, back to Edmund to clear. And he finds touch 10 short of halfway. They'll get the line-out throw here, Japan. Onto the field comes Aiden Ross as the Wallabies roll out the substitutes. Ira throws to the middle. Fujiwara now sends it out into midfield for Japan. They've secured possession. Been an area of concern for them today, that's for sure. Leach, 40 meters out in midfield. Japan starting to get some ball, though, and starting to look threatening as Riley takes the line on. Bends it, but the Wallabies hold firm for now. Back to Leach for another crack. Quick ruck ball. Japan bring it left on the wraparound. Grubber kick through. In behind the line. It's been lost forward by Kellaway. Knock-on advantage here for Japan. And they will get the scrum in the red zone. Slam dunk NZ. Ahoy, mate. 59 minutes gone. 19 points to 8. Japan with an attacking scrum inside the Wallabies 22. Huge opportunity. What the hell? Oh, Lazar. Back in the channel members circle. Cheers, mate. Very much appreciate your ongoing support. $20 minutes remaining in this game. The Wallabies up by 11. But Japan with the attacking scrum. They crouch. Bind. Set. Fujiwara feeds. And stalemate here at scrum time. Wallabies, though, get the second shove on. And Japan bring it out. Fujiwara with a nice ball. An inside ball for Osada. Quick ruck ball. And bursting through. Centimeters short from the line here, Japan. I couldn't quite see a number to see who it was. Try's been awarded. Try is good. They've scored another one here, Japan. Breaking away from the back of the scrum with a beautiful set piece. Fujiwara with the cutout pass to his fly half Lee, who immediately went back on the inside. And I couldn't quite catch the number, but a clean line break. Taken down just centimeters short from the line. And then from the ensuing ruck, Japan have dived over. Catching the Wallabies napping. 19-13, kick to come. Oh, we've got game on now. They're starting to ask some questions. They are starting to ask some questions here. Oh, now, how is that ball spilt out of the ruck? How has this ball spilt out of the ruck here? Anyway, the conversion's been made. Try stands. Conversion successful. It's 19 points to 15. Game on. The Wallabies couldn't hold on to the ball there, and Japan are back in possession. 19 points to 15. 62 minutes gone. We have got a game and a half on our hands here. Japan now creates some space down the left edge. The Wallabies scramble and number up. Fujiwara with the kick in behind, and it beats everybody into touch. Oh, he's frustrated. Fujiwara. He wanted that to stay in the field of play. G-Funk, ahoy, mate. That's a massive points handicap. What were the bookies thinking? I know, right? Craziness. $19 points to 15. Wallabies with the line-out throw. Goes to the middle. Valentini has it now in midfield. But Japan starting to ask some questions. The box kick is up to halfway. Leach is under it. The Wallabies lose it forward. Well, it's been called no, it's been called touch. Into touch. Let's see who they've given the ball to. It did look like it was knocked on by the Wallabies, I thought. Well, that's interesting. He's called it in touch. I don't think it ever actually was, but they might be happy enough with that result. Japan. As they steal the line-out ball to Japan. They steal it off the Wallabies' throw. And they are really starting to get some possession now. Fujiwara trying to control it at the back. Takes a few steps, puts the box kick up. Dangerously close to touch. Batul keeps it in the field of play. Peach now in midfield. Rocked back in the tackle. Big defense here from Japan. 19-15 with 15 minutes to play. Wallabies down the short side. Tizano. 10 short of halfway. They set up the ruck. Gordon with the box kick. It lands on halfway. Leach secures it for Japan. Gives it off to Lee. Lee sends it into midfield. And Japan counter-attack. Quick ruck ball. Fujiwara to Lee. Quick hands, and they've created space, but they can't execute. The pass is dropped by Ishida as they had a clear overlap there, Japan. And panic stations as they come up with the spilt ball. Boy, oh boy, they are really starting to create some panic in this Wallabies defensive line. But they just couldn't execute there, Japan. A clear overlap. And who's this down in back play? Is that Tizano? One of the Wallabies down in back play, getting taped up. Getting the legs stretched. $19 points to 15. Wow. Well, we talked about it in the pregame, didn't we? That that 20-point line was insanity from the bookmakers. And that the Wallabies weren't going to have it all their own way. And that Eddie Jones would surely have a trick or two up his sleeve. It took a while for them to get going, but boy, they're starting to look threatening now, Japan. Just a lack of discipline and a lack of execution. Still got an injury stoppage here as the teams head towards the scrum. Wallabies will have the feed. 15 minutes left to play. Japan are in the contest. Wallabies, though, will have the feed. They'll have the ball. Rocky Japan Balboa, says Lazar. As the scrum resets, the Wallabies there with an early engagement. They've got to be careful. They don't want to be giving away a free kick on their own feet. It was pretty clear where that early engagement came from. So they've just got to watch themselves here, the Wallabies. They'll pack the scrum down again. They bind. And set. Gordon gets it in. Gets it out quickly. No fluffing about here. There's Paisami, dummies. And he almost opens them up in midfield. Quick ruck ball. Gordon keeps it alive here. Wallabies march into Japan territory. Big defense, though, from Leach. Driving the Wallabies back to halfway. Gordon controls it at the back of the ruck and sets up the box kick. Puts it high. Contestable ball. Leach is under it. Peach tries to knock it back. It's been knocked on by Japan, says the referee. Well, that was surely off the Wallabies first, I would have thought. But a result from the box kick. Let's see if the TMO intervenes on this occasion. Jagmasters says, go lads. Sapporo beer forever. Yes. Sapporo and Asahi. As that is Michael Leach's last play of the game. Being called for a knock-on. Been a monstrous effort today from the big number 8. 13 minutes left to play. We'll see. At the moment, it is still a scrum to the Wallabies. And it looks like it's staying that way. 25 metres out from the line. 13 minutes to play. And a big second shove here from the Wallabies. Dominant scrum. The front rows have popped up. The ball's out. And the Wallabies have it. Persami loses it out the back. Kellaway secures the loose ball, though. Sets up the ruck in midfield. Still there for the Wallabies. Wilson, driven back in the tackle. Big defense from Japan. Oh, huge contact. The Wallabies have lost the ball, and they've lost it forward. Big defense. Japan. They have got the Wallabies reeling here. What an amazing effort. Forcing that mistake. Still down in back play there is Tom Robinson after that hit. Oh, and he's leaving the field for a HIA. Smashing his head into the back of the turf there. Robinson off for HIA. And we've got the scrum down here. Japan with the feeds. $19 points to 15. $12 minutes left to play. You better believe there's time. The scrum sets. Fujiwara feeds. Gets it out quickly. Brings it down their short side. Numbers for Japan. But the Wallabies slide across. Slow to get back here, though, Australia. Valentini makes the tackle. Japan full of running suddenly. Full of life and full of attacking threat. 40 out from the line. Now they go down the right edge. They've created space again. Peach slides across. but angling back in field. Bending the line here with every run. And they've lost it at the back of the ruck. A cheeky little knock on. Australia will get the scrum. 10 minutes left to play. 19 points to 15. Japan, though, they are just starting to sense it. They're starting to believe. They can feel it. They are a real, genuine chance here. As the Wallabies are just holding on and nothing more. Ten minutes left to play. Another defensive scrum here for Australia. Wouldn't this be something to be part of? I talk on the streams all the time about pieces of history that we've been honoured to be part of. Boy, would this be one. Gordon feeds. Scurries off down the short side. Gordon puts the kick in on halfway, finding space in behind. It sits up in the 22 for Japan. And now Japan look to counter-attack. Space opens up, and here goes Ishida. Got support in field. Ishida keeps it alive, and they've lost it on halfway. Oh, now Peach runs away with it for the Wallabies. Japan look to march over the top, but it's still there for Australia. Boy, they've had opportunities here, Japan. Just that last pass letting them down. Wilson down the short side. Just short of halfway, the Wallabies. With 9 minutes left to play. Japan asking some serious questions now of this Wallabies defensive line. Gordon with the box kick. Lots of height. Contestable ball. Peach loses it. Play on. Japan have it. 10 short of halfway. Can they just calm things down a little bit here, Japan? Fujiwara looks to do just that as he puts the box kick up. Sends it back into Wallaby territory. And it's been lost forward by Kellaway. Japan back in possession, and they cough it up. But it's a double knock on. We go for the original drop ball, which was against the Wallabies. Japan will have the scrum feed. (19:15). The Wallabies holding on inside the final 10 minutes. What a finish. Some substitutes roll out now for both teams. Japan have a brand new front row. The Wallabies have sent out some backs. Four points the difference. This is crazy. Well, I've covered my line. We got 2 ticks. Not looking like we're going to get the other ones. Here we go. The scrum sets. And the feed on halfway. Fukuda brings it into midfield. And big defense there from Fluke. Down the left edge. Japan, 40 meters out. Back into midfield for Derns. 7 minutes left to play. Lee sends it on wide to the right. Now the kick in behind is going to sit up in the 22. Kellaway picks it up. Kellaway runs in behind his own man. Danger signs there. Almost giving away an obstruction call. And sets up the ruck just outside the 22. Wilson with the carry. Gordon will look to clear now. Sets up the box kick. Angling this one for touch. Really looking to slow everything down here, Australia. And it's a nice touch finder from Gordon. 7 minutes left to play. Japan will have the line-out throw. The Wallabies just winding down the clock. Japan with the line-out throw, uncontested to the front, and they claim it. Immediately sending it into midfield. And a good carry. Breaking the line is the number 22, Charlie Lawrence. Staying on the short side. Nice cutout pass there for Yasaki. Staying on the short side. Well, why not? It's been working out well for them. Paul lays it back. 6 minutes left to play. Japan again down the short side. Tyler Paul. 6 phases. The Wallabies don't want to give away any advantage here. Through the hands right. They've got some space here, Japan. They've got a 3-on-2. And they go down that edge. Jones is out there on the wing. They needed somebody with pace. From edge to edge now, Japan back up the middle. Pisano makes the hit. Inside the red zone. Japan, here they come. 5 minutes left to play. Dangerously close to the touchline and over. Corn Nelson just got a little too close there to the sideline. But this is a very, very pressure line-out throw for the Wallabies. Inside their own 22. 5 minutes to go. Japan will surely put pressure on this line-out throw as the Wallabies just bring the pace right down. Wallabies go quick into the line-out and they secure it. Valentini sets it up here just inside the 22. Gordon can put this out on the full. Sends the box kick up. It's another good one. It's another great clearing kick from Gordon up to halfway. Jake Gordon with cool, calm, collected clearance kick. Four and a half minutes to play. Now the pressure's on Japan. They have to make this line out stick. They do secure it in the middle. Well done. Oh, that's a loose pass, though, and they've come up with the mistake. They did the first job. They secured the line out, but then firing that pass infield. And they've come up with the spilt ball. 4 minutes left to play. And that was just a little too chaotic there from Japan. You feel like they might have just wasted their opportunity. A knock on from the line out. The TMO has got involved and said there was a knock on from the line out. It will be Japan's scrum feet. The ball was lost at the line out by the Wallabies. Massive. They'll have the scrum down on halfway. Wasted World of Sports crew, welcome along to those newcomers out there in the chat room. We do this all the time. International Rugby, Super Rugby, NPC, Six Nations. If you're enjoying hanging out with us here and partying on the Wasted World of Sports, do feel free to hit the like and subscribe button. Come and party with us again. 3 minutes left in this one. Japan have taken it all the way down to the wire. And this is now a big scrum. Big scrum. They maintain the ball on halfway. Japan in possession. And they've lost it. Backwards, says the referee. Well, that one might not be, as Wallabies march over the top and steal the ball away. Penalty on halfway. And that will probably be the game. Japan just lacking execution in the crucial times. And with 2 minutes to go, Australia will thump this into the corner as far downfield as possible and look to wind down the clock. Kellaway finding touch about 30 meters out from Japan's line. Just lacking the execution. What an effort it's been, though, from Japan. Well, we have definitely got a tick on the margin, the line. Wallabies, that throw is askew, but it was uncontested, so play on. The rolling maul is set. Wallabies marching forward. Champion de Crep has it at the back. They've got a minute and a half to wind down. Gordon now sends it out into midfield. Can they just maintain possession here for the final minute? Gordon to Ross down the short side. There'll be nothing fancy here. Japan in over the top, but they're cleaned out. Staying down the short side. This is it. The final minute of play. Tackler must release. Japan have to try and manufacture something. Can they get their hands on the ball somehow? 40 seconds remain. Gordon down the short side again. 30 seconds to play. Japan, can they get their hands on the ball? Wilson taken down. Japan can't get their hands on it. 20 seconds to go. The Wallabies losing ground, but it matters not. They're maintaining possession. Gordon to Wilson. Wilson just surrenders in the tackle. This is it. 4 seconds to go. Gordon waiting for that siren to sound. Heads out of the ruck and kicks it into touch. And that is full time. What a valiant effort here from the Cherry Blossoms. 19 points to 15. The Wallabies have held on, but nothing more. Japan have put up a hell of an effort, and they very nearly stole this one from the Wallabies, but just lacking execution at crucial times. They certainly weren't helped by the weather in that respect. The rain bucketing down makes handling very difficult. What a finish, though. What a match. Japan certainly started asking some questions there at the back end of the contest. Lazza says Japan can blame the ref. Well, in fairness there, Lazza, there were some interesting calls, weren't there? Let's just call them interesting. Interesting calls. But those calls did go both ways. I thought overall, referee O'Keefe seemed like he was completely out of his depth, to be fair. Jag Masters, thank you very much, my friends. Always nice to see you. $19 points to 15. Wow. Hey, we were talking about it at the top of the stream, though. Madness. 20 and a half. Like, surely Japan were going to cover that. And they did, well and truly. So, I hope you listened to me and loaded up on Japan to cover the line. Because we're smiling right now. Wasted World of Sports crew. If you're new to coming and hanging out with us here, this is what we do. Whoa, geez, I nearly dropped my phone. This is what we do on a regular basis. We cover the games. So if you enjoyed hanging out with us here today and you'd like to come back and do it again, do feel free to like and subscribe. Come and join us for the next party. When will that be? The next stream? Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do now is have a little bit of a power nap. Now, depending on how I feel after said power nap, I may possibly do the Ashes test tonight, which is coming up in about 5 hours. England versus Australia in the rugby league test. Maybe. It depends how I feel after a little power nap. I've been up since 6 a.m. It's now 6 p.m., so it's been a long day for me. So I'll need a little power nap to recharge, and we'll see how I feel. So we might catch you there, huh? In roughly 5 hours' time. But we'll see. I'm so glad that we did this one. You know what? I was so tired that I nearly skipped this game. I'm so glad that we didn't. It might not have been the greatest spectacle as far as execution went, but a close game is always a good game, right? 19 points to 15. Japan. They put the fear of God into the Wallabies there tonight. They definitely seemed like they had all the momentum at the back end of the contest, but yeah, just a couple of key mistakes at crucial times. And they fell just short. Solid effort, though. What a performance. Eddie Jones has got this team humming. I reckon that if they continue along this route, Japan could possibly spring an upset or two come World Cup time once again. And that'll be cool to see. All right, Wasted Water Sports crew. If I am going to do this game later on tonight, I do need to have a power nap. So I shall take my leave. Thank you so much for joining us here for this one. As I said, if you've enjoyed it and you're new here, do feel free to hit that subscribe button. Come back and join us again, because this is what we do here on the Wasted Water Sports. All right, thank you so much. And I will catch you guys next time. Well done, Australia. What an effort from Japan, though. And what a test match that was. Catch you guys next time. Cheers.